Good morning, Seoul. Good morning. Great job. Thank you very much. Good morning. Thank you very much for spending some of your time here with us today. We know you have many things on your schedule, and we appreciate you spending time with us. Today, my colleague Hendra and I would like to give you some ideas worth exploring. Some things that we're going to talk about which may be of interest to you and that we can work together maybe to find some solutions for some issues. So again, thank you for your time today. We really appreciate that. We also want to thank our sponsors that are here, especially Juniper and NetApp. Thank you very much, as well as Intel. Intel have provided us the hardware, and almost everything that you see today is running on this Intel hardware up front. So you know how this thing goes, right?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, ding, 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 ding. Right, Intel. So thank you, Intel. So everything is live. We're going to show you many demonstrations, and it's all live. And you know what can happen when you do live demonstrations. So we're ready for anything, right?
Yep.
I'd like to introduce my friend and colleague, Hendra. Hendra, thanks for being here today. And between Hendra and I, we're going to take you through a number of business issues, how we solve those business issues. Again, ideas worth exploring. Now, when you see me with my red hat on, that means I'm a Red Hat employee. I work for Red Hat Asia Pacific, as does Hendra. But we're going to do something a little bit different today. We're going to introduce you to a company that we made up. This is a fictional company, okay? It's not a real company. However, the company that we made up has many of the same problems and issues that many of our customers face today. And we want to show you how our fictional company resolved those issues and they were able to transform their organization. So please, this is a fictional company that we will be talking about. So we're going to talk about how we addressed a lot of these issues, how we fixed our business issues to become a more agile organization ready to take on the competition. So, good morning, everybody. My name is Pils Malone, and I am the CITO of the Big Pharm company. Big Pharm, Pils Malone. Very happy to have you here today. I oversee everything in Big Pharm IT, whether it's our IT servers, our networking, our storage, our security, our compliance. I'm responsible for it all. Everything rests on these big shoulders right here. That's my job. Our IT is costing us a fortune to maintain. We've got to figure out a way to move forward, but we still got all this IT that we need to manage and pay for every day. So these are real challenges that we have in the business. The stakes in this business are very high. We need to get it right. And as one of my predecessors said, it's better to get retired than fired. I don't want to be fired. I want to get this right. So I presented to our board of directors an opportunity to acquire another company that was very nimble. They were very quick. They were doing some amazing things with some technology from this company called
Bionode.
Bionode were doing great stuff with Red Hat technology. We wanted to figure out what was going on. So we said, why don't we go to the board and let's acquire this company. There's a camera. Thank you very much. Sorry, can't help that. Okay. So it was approved. One of the keys of success of running any company is a very diverse group of people, diverse group of employees. and you need a very strong management team. And I'd like to introduce you to the Big Pharm management team. Very handsome team, very capable team. This is the Big Pharm team. This is one of the reasons why we have been so successful. So, we acquired this company called BioNode. They were the new kids on the block. The pharmaceutical business, it's a very heavily regulated industry. Many problems that we have to solve. And over the next 45 minutes, I'm going to tell you what we had to do to successfully merge these two companies together so that we were ready to take on the industry and take on the competition. So we were ready for the future. And that's what we want to take you through. So, check out this new startup that we acquired, BioNode. They were able to release drugs at an incredible pace. They were able to minimize their development costs. They got cash faster, and therefore faster time to revenue, which they could reinvest in their development process. We wanted to understand how this company, this little upstart company, how were they able to manage this so successfully? So, we took a proposal to the board of directors. We said, let's buy them before they buy us. Let's acquire this company that was doing some great things. Let's learn from them. Let's digitally transform our business with the learnings we had from them. Because they've embraced technology and tools that we weren't even aware of at Big Pharm. We needed to learn how they did that. What did they do? How did they do that? So, they had figured out about eliminating 3 key time wasters. And at the core of everything they did was their mobile application that their sales reps used when they went and called on their customers. And that mobile application has everything that their sales rep needs to do a customer call. It has all the CRM information, has all of the product information. So, Hendra.
Yes.
1 year after the acquisition, can you show us what this mobile application looks like in its complete state?
Sure, Pils. Let me switch it over to my screen. So 1 year after the acquisition, this is how the mobile apps looks like. So now the reps from both Big Pharm and the BioNode are able to log in through this single mobile app. So once I log in using the Big Pharm rep account, I'll be able to see opportunities coming from both companies' CRM system. So you can see it over here. And we're also able to access the BioNode catalogs as well as the Big Pharm catalog. So now I can just do some ordering here. Let me just add some of the product to the order and then sign the order. So do some scribbling and then confirm. Wow. So both reps are now able to do ordering from this single mobile app.
Cool. Thank you, Hendra. So we now have the integration of the two companies has been completed. All our reps can sell all of our products to all of our customers, even though we had two organizations. However, there were many things we needed to do to make that happen. One of the things that we needed to do was we needed to look at the way that this company we bought, how they did their security and their logons. Because we had these people, they were logging on with their Facebook ID and their Google ID and their LinkedIn ID. And, that's well and good, but, we're Big Pharm. We have a more structured security model. So the first thing we needed to do was bring all of our employees together with one log-on system. So let me show you how we made that happen. So let me just come down here. And
do you want me to switch?
Yeah, flick me over and they can see what we're doing.
All right.
There we are. All right. So this is a product called SSO, and the first thing we needed to do, remember, we had the employees from BioNode. We needed to bring all of the employees together in one security system. And with this Red Hat SSO product that this company was using, we were able to go to these identity providers and basically utilize their existing log-on assets, whether it was LinkedIn or Google or Facebook, and actually bring those into a single unified security system with this SSO. And you can see we're able to bring those different identity providers together. And what we ended up with is we ended up with our Big Pharm organization, we ended up with our BioNode company, with all of the people that we had imported into this tool and federated as one set of users. So then the other thing that we needed to do was, remember, BioNode had this mobile application, and I needed all my reps to access the application. So all of the employees from the Big Pharm company needed to access that. And by simply going to the role mappings, assigning the mobile access, we were able to give our Big Pharm employees access to the mobile application. We had everybody on a single authentication system. And we were able to do that because these guys were using a product from Red Hat called Single Sign-On. Thanks very much.
All right.
So now we've got the two organizations on one authentication and security system. That was the first thing that we had to do. Both teams have access to our mobile application. This saves us time, this saves us money, and it increases our rep productivity. And productivity is a key metric that we measure within the organization. So, one of the great things that we got when we acquired this company was access to their customer call script. And the customer call script is the mobile application that Hendra showed you. It enables our sales rep to see who their next customer is, what they've been ordering in the past, what their address is, who the contact is, and it enables them to basically let the customer order products then and there, sign the order, and place the order on our back-end system. So everything can happen within that mobile application. But there's some things that we needed to do to integrate these systems together. Because remember, we were two separate companies. We had two CRM systems that we needed to bring together. We had two product catalogs that we also needed to bring together. So the key thing is, how were we able to bring the CRM systems together, the product catalogs together, so that all my reps could sell to all of the customers and they could sell all of the products? So the thing is, what did we want to do this? So Hendra,
Yeah.
as a matter of interest, can you show us what the mobile app looked like before the acquisition, just what the BioNode team were able to use?
Sure, Pils. Let me just switch it over to my screen over here. Before the acquisition, as you can see, there's no single sign-on, so only BioNode rep able to log into this mobile app. If you are a Big Pharm representative, you will not be able to log in through this mobile app. And once you log in, you can only see the opportunity from the BioNode CRM system. And of course, you can only access to the BioNode catalog as well. So Pils, that's how it looks like before the acquisition.
So that's what it looked like before the acquisition. Now we had to bring all of these teams together, CRM systems, product catalogs. So Hendra, can you tell us how we actually managed to bring all of this together?
Sure, Pils. So the BioNode folks from the introduced us to these low-code graphical tools that allows us to integrate all of our system in a very short time. And the keyword here is very short time, because we want to leverage on this opportunity to sell more products to more customers. Thanks to this technology, today, all of our reps is able to see and sell both company customers and products. So let me show you how we are able to make this integration possible. So this is Red Hat Fuse Online. And the first thing that we need to do is to API enable our Big Pharm and the BioNode CRM system, as well as our drug information system, and then import those API into this Red Hat Fuse Online. Once we have done that, the next thing that we need to do is to create an integration that allows the BioNode reps to access the Big Pharm customers' data. And this integration involves two steps. So let me just show it to you. The first step that we need to do is, of course, to connect to the Big Pharm and the BioNode API that we have imported just now. And the second step is to create a mapping. This is to map the source, which is the Big Pharm CRM system, with the target, which is our BioNode CRM. So once we have done the mapping, what it means is that the BioNode reps will be able to use the mobile app to access the customer data from both companies. So all I need to do here is to connect all of this field from the Big Pharm to the BioNode CRM. So we face one issue over here, which is the order ID in the Big Pharm CRM is 6-character field, whereas the order name in the BioNode CRM is 8-character field. So in order to avoid the needs of changing the underlying customer data in the Big Pharm so that it matches the order name, what we can do here is to add a transformation. And in this case, we are going to prepend 2 additional zeros to the order ID, so that now the order ID format is matches with the order name in the BioNode CRM. So after I've done that, I'll map the rest of the field over here, and then click Done. I'll save this integration, and then publish this integration into OpenShift. That's it. That's all I need to do. Fast integration with 0 lines of code. So with this technology, we have avoided the needs of changing the underlying code of our mobile app, and both of the reps is able to see and sell both company customers and products. So what do you think of that, Phil?
So Hendra, now that you've done the integrations, can you give us an idea now what the mobile application now looks like after we've done all this integration work that you just showed us?
Okay, sure. Let me just switch it over to our mobile app. This is how our mobile apps look like before the integration. Once we have done the integration for the SSO, you'll be able to see that there's a button, additional button here, where the Big Pharm can actually use this to log into our mobile app. And then you can see over here, the opportunity is currently still showing the BioNode CRM only. But once the integration kicks in, you can see that there's a whole lot of new opportunity being unlocked, because now you can access both opportunity coming from the BioNode CRM as well as the Big Pharm CRM. And here, BioNode catalog, you can only access one of the catalog, and after the integration, you can see there's another Big Pharm catalog, you can access it as well. So that's how it looks like today.
So that's what it looks like today. So we've integrated these systems, and now all of our reps can sell all of the products to all of the customers. This is great stuff. Thank you, Hendra. So one of the things that you might have seen there is we were able to utilize our existing assets without re-engineering any of our back-end systems. We showed you there was a difference in the order number, 6 characters here, 8 characters here. Imagine if you had to re-engineer your back-end system to fix that. Whereas with Fuse Online, it just made it seamless and easy. So no re-engineering in the back-end systems. This saves us cost. This saves us time. And that's a great thing, because money is a precious thing and time is a precious thing. So now we've combined both CRM systems. We effectively have one CRM system, and all of our sales reps can access that and sell to all of our customers because they have that customer information. And both companies' products are also available using exactly the same technology that Hendra just showed you. So our sales productivity is up, and our revenue per rep is up. And revenue per rep is a key measure that the organization has. So this is a great thing. Now, the next issue we had was compliance. I know you all know about compliance. Now, we're not talking about IT compliance. We're talking about regulations in the industry, government compliance kind of work. The problem that we had is we were being fined too many times for being late for providing information to the government regulator. And I don't know about you, but I hate having to pay fines. That's not good. You know, it's a very, very different thing to IT compliance when you've got to think about regulation in the industry. But even worse than being fined is if we don't provide the information to the regulator quickly, they can stop us from selling our product. And that would be very bad. We could lose tens or hundreds of millions in terms of revenue if the regulator stopped us selling. So we needed to fix this problem. So, Hendra, can you give us an idea of how we fixed our compliance issues so that we would stop being fined and that we weren't going to be blocked from selling anything to our customers? A really important thing.
Sure, Pils. So just like in the FSI world where we have XOX and Basel II, in pharmaceutical industry we are also heavily regulated. We have to comply with many regulations, and in one of the regulations, it requires us to submit a regulatory reports on a quarterly basis about the number of drugs that we have produced and the price for each product that we are selling for and to which cities. So it was not easy for us to come up with all these reports, and it generally took us at least a week each quarter to produce all these reports. Let me just show you why it's so difficult to produce all these reports. So I will switch to my screen over here, and you are seeing CRM system, and this is our customer information data. While it's being presented nicely over here, we are actually using a very complex relational database to store all this customer information. And we also have this drug information system, which store all of our drug information. And you can see, while it's being displayed nicely over here, it's actually using a very large CSV spreadsheet that contains millions of our drug information. And we also have another pricing system, which I did not show over here, but it's basically a custom Java application, and you don't even want to know about it. It's a complete black box. So, as you can see, every quarter, if we want to generate a report, we need to ask our DBA, our data scientist, and our developer to help us to extract all the data and do a data cleansing on that data, and finally aggregate those data before we are able to generate the reports and submit it to the regulators. And this entire process took us at least 1 week per quarter. And it's bad because the regulators has actually set us a very tight timeline for us to submit those reports, and failing which, it results in a hefty penalties. And we have been missing our deadline for a couple of times. So, Pils, do you want to hear some good news?
Have you got good news for me, Hendra?
Yes.
Share the good news with the people.
All right. So we have adopted this Red Hat Fuse, and the Bionode Fox actually has been using this technology for over years now. And using this technology, now we are able to produce all these reports within just a few hours. So let me just show you how we made this integration possible. All right. Let me switch it over. What you're seeing here is Red Hat Developer Studio, and we are using this to model our main integration flow. This main integration flow has been deployed running on Red Hat Fuse, which is running on this OpenShift, and is currently running live in this red box over here. So, if we want to generate a report nowadays, what we need to do is to make a single API call to this main integration flow, and it will generate the reports automatically. So what this flow is doing is actually to trigger another 3 separate flows to our CRM system, our drug information system, and our pricing system that we have just mentioned just now. And then finally, we're going to extract those data and then aggregate that data into this aggregation stage, and finally produce you this report. And previously, when we are actually spending a lot of effort in this aggregation stage, because we also need to produce it in the format that is required by the regulators. So let me just show you each of these flow and what we actually doing with them. So the first one is our CRM system. What we are basically doing is to make a SQL query call to extract the customer information from our CRM system and then extract the data. We're actually using out-of-the-box database connector that is provided by Red Hat Fuse. And the next one is our drug information system. So we extract the drug information from our large spreadsheet using this spreadsheet connector that is also provided by Red Hat Fuse. And we also have this pricing system, which is our custom Java application. So we extract the data from this pricing system using this Java connector that is also provided out of the box from the Red Hat Fuse. After we have extracted the data from these 3 different systems, we will aggregate them and then finally produce these reports. So as you can see, using Red Hat Fuse and Server Office connector, we are able to significantly cut down our time taken to produce all these reports. So Pils, do you want me to show the audience how we actually generate this quarter reports?
All of these people want to see how we do this, so you show them how easy it is to do.
All right. So I have run these reports this morning, so we don't need to wait for a few hours to get the report done. But basically, if I want to generate a report now, all I need to do is to click on this compliance tab, and it will send a single API call to our main integration flow. And as a result, you can see there's these beautiful reports over here being generated.
Hell, even I can understand that.
Yeah. So what do you think of that, Pils?
So look, I think it's very insightful. If you could flick over, thank you.
Yep.
It's very insightful the way that you've showed us how we can manage 3 very, very different systems, a big SQL database, a spreadsheet, this black box Java app, how we can bring all of that information together basically by just using a click and an API using this Fuse technology. So we can provide information quickly and efficiently to the regulators now, and it's going to save us time and it's going to save us fines, because that's an expense that I don't want coming out of my IT pocket. So it enables us to get our products to market and to generate revenue for our organization. Now, as Hendra was showing you that, one of the things we realized in our company is we had a lot of information sitting in our back-end systems. And we thought, would there be something we could do with that information? Would there be a revenue stream that we could use with that? So when we acquired the BioNode company, they showed us some of that cool innovation that they were working on. And we were thinking, how could we use some of that technology to release some of the information that we had sitting in our back-end systems? So we wanted to do 2 things. We wanted to maybe monetize our asset, our business information, maybe make some money on that. But more importantly, could we create a better customer experience for our customers so they could access our information live? So, Hendra, can you give us an idea what we did to expand the business and how we were able to monetize the asset and provide one of our key customers a better customer experience?
Sure, Pils. So as you know, in our industry, it's imperative for us to get the information from the right people to at the right time. And because even a single incorrect drug dosage can take lives. So as you know, in our industry, a lot of our consumers nowadays can actually purchase their drug via pharmacies online. And the problem here is that while the information on the drug bottle itself is up to date, however, the information that you see on their pharmacy's website can be as old as months. This is because they need to manually go and update their website, and they need to do it on a scheduled basis. The reason here is simple, because they do not have access to the live information. So if you go to their website, all you can see is the stale information, and this is very bad. So we have this idea that we can help the pharmacists to digitally transform themselves by using the power of API management platform. So we take this idea and we go to Morphs, which is the biggest online pharmacist in the country, and we tell them, hey, why don't we help you save costs and be more agile? So let me show you what we have proposed to them. What you're seeing here is the Morphs website, and in the past, they are unable to actually provide a live information to their customer. But now they are able to provide this live information using this up to the second information. So if I click on this up to the second information, you'll be able to see the live information about this augmentin drug. So basically what this website is doing is actually to trigger an API call to our drug data API to retrieve this drug information and show it displayed here live to you. So let me also show you the technology that's powering this drug data API. So what you're seeing here is an API developer portal, and it hosted all of the drug information, drug data API information in this website. So the technology behind this is a 3-scale API management platform that basically have these two most important modules. The first one is to host our drug data API, and the second one is to host this API developer portal. So this API developer portal is a very great way for us to market our drug data API to the third party like pharmacies, clinics, or hospital. Those people that actually interested to subscribe to our drug data API. So if they are interested, they can actually come to this website and browse the various plans that we have for our drug data API. And if they are interested, they can actually click on this sign up button over here and then fill in this personal information. And on the next page, they just need to swipe their credit cards and they are ready to use our drug data API. So let me log in using our Morphs admin account and show you how the drug data API looks like. Sign in. So as you can see here, Morphs has subscribed to our drug data API, and they have been issued with a unique API key that they can use to authenticate themselves whenever they made an API call to our drug data API. So if I'm a developer, I will also be interested to find out how am I going to actually integrate my website with the drug data API. So what I can do here is to go to this drug data API page, and I can see that there's 2 endpoints that I can access. So for this demo, I'm going to do a live test against our drug data API using the first endpoint. And all I need to do is to key in the user key, the unique one which I have shown you in my previous page, and click on this try out button. And it should show me all of the drug that I have on the drug data API. So as a developer, by looking at the request URL, I will be able to know how to make a request to my drug data API. And from this response body, I will be able to know the format that is being written by our drug data API. So using these two information, as a developer, I'm ready to integrate my website with my drug data API. So Pills, as we just mentioned about this thing, I was thinking maybe we can show our audience a live update on our drug data.
You want to show a live update in front of our studio audience.
Yes.
You're a brave man. Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it.
So let me switch it over to our drug information system, which is a large CSV spreadsheet over here. And then I'm going to zoom in over here so that everyone can see it more clearly. And we have developed a special drug for augmentin for Korea market, right? And what's so special about this augmentin is this is a stronger version of augmentin, right? And this is for the strength. I'm going to change it from 800 to 1,000 milligram. And since this is stronger version, I'm going to change the dosage schedule from 12 hours to 24 hours. And I'm going to save these changes. And it should now be updated into our drug data API. So now all I need to do is to remember this drug SQ number, which is DR1000. All right. So now I'm going to return to my API developer portal, and I'm going to use the second endpoint to test whether the update has been updated in our drug data API. So DR1000 using the user key for words, and then click on this tryout button. So
Wow,
yeah.
there it is, live updated.
Yes.
Live update.
Yeah, so now it's the augmentin KR and 1000 milligram and 24 hours. All right, but wait, let's us find out whether these changes has been updated in the Warrett's website as well.
That is the test. Can our customers see this live update you just made?
Yes, all right. Let me switch it over to the Warrett's website. And now you can still see the augmentin. But all I need to do here is just to click on this refresh button over here, and it should show the updated version of augmentin.
Whoa.
Look at that.
This is live. This is
Yes.
live. This is amazing.
All right, and then if I click on this up to the second information, I can see 1000 milligram, 24 hours. So using this 3-scale API managed platform, Warres has successfully digitally transformed themselves and increased their customer satisfaction. So what do you think of that, Pils?
So, Hendra, this seemed like it wasn't too hard to do. Now, I'm not a developer. I'm just a very highly paid executive with lots of stock options. But it seems to me that this is relatively easy, low cost of entry for an organization to use this stuff, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, this is good stuff. I think really 1 + 1 in this case really does equal 3. Taking the existing assets that we had, using the technology that the BioNode company was using, we are able to monetize our asset, but more importantly, create a self-service portal that our partners can access the latest live, up-to-date information that Hendra just took you through. It's a very low-cost method of accessing the latest information that we can provide to our customers. Now, the other great thing is, because we API-enabled our back-end systems, we can make this information not only to Walreds, we can make it available to other pharmaceutical companies we're working with, hospitals, research institutions, medical centers. They can all take advantage of this live information as well. We are really starting to really transform our organization. Right. The next problem we had lots of problems. The next problem we had was a customer satisfaction issue. We had orders that were being delivered late. We had orders that weren't being completely fulfilled. We had unsatisfied customers. And unsatisfied customers means the revenue goes down and our customer satisfaction goes down. And those are two things that we never, ever want to see. We also know there are other large players like Amazon that want to get into this drug distribution business. So we need to be on the ball. We need to be really good at what we do. And we had logistics issues that we needed to fix. So Hendra, can you give us an idea of how we fixed our logistics issues? So we had orders that were being dropped or late. What did we do to help our customers to get our revenue back up and our customer satisfaction scores back up?
Sure, Pils. So as you know, our all order fulfillment process is pretty manual and inefficient. So thanks to the guys from the BioNodes again to the rescue, they introduced us to this Red Hat Process Automation Manager. So let me just show it to you what it looks like. So this is our new order fulfillment process, and now it consists of two main stages. The first one is our inventory stage, which involves reserving the drugs in the inventory once the order comes in. And the second step is the shipping steps, which involve the packaging and the shipping of order once the orders comes in. So the whole process here is quite self-explanatory, but it allows the BioNode to overcome its main challenges, which is the ghost order. And in the past, we have this ghost order problem, which happens because the staff that was supposed to handle the shipping of this particular order has left the company or went on leave. And the worst thing that is that the customer need to call us and tell us that their order is not getting shipped. So it creates a lot of unhappiness in our customer. But now we no longer have this ghost order issue, because every single order that comes in will be tracked by this timer over here. And what it means is that if an order come in and did not get shipped within 24 hours, it will automatically escalate to the shipping manager, and he or she will be able to assign someone else to take care of the order. So with that, every single order is not being shipped out on time. So with this Red Hat Process Automation Manager, we are able to increase our customer satisfaction tremendously, and we'll be able to actually digitally transform ourselves. So what do you think of that, Pils?
So, great technology that we got from this company that we acquired. Man, they knew what they were doing. So, let me just summarize what we've fixed so far. We've shown you a lot of things that our company has fixed and the technologies. The first thing we needed to get was all of the users onto one secure authentication system, and we used the Red Hat SSO product to make that happen. We needed to combine our CRM systems and our product catalogs, and we used the Red Hat Fuse product, Fuse Online, to bring those together so that we had effectively one CRM and one product catalog system. We enabled our back-end information so that our partners were able to access our business information, which did two things. It gave us a little bit of revenue because we could monetize that asset, but more importantly, it gave our customer Walreds a much better user experience with that up-to-date information. We looked at the compliance issue that we had, where we were late getting information to the regulator because our systems were too complicated, and we showed you with Red Hat Fuse how we were able to bring that together so we could get our information to the regulator on time without being fined. And then lastly, we showed you how we fixed some of our logistics issues by using this Red Hat product called Process Automation Manager, so we could track the orders and make sure things weren't getting stopped, which is a very, very bad thing. So, the next big thing we found, if any of you have been involved in an acquisition or a merger and you're in the IT department, you will understand this. When we acquired BioNode, we acquired all of their IT assets, their IT systems, and they're really, really smart people. And we needed to combine thousands of servers together into under one IT organization. Now, let's talk about security exposures in the industry. It's not a case of if something happens to you from a security vulnerability point of view, it's a case of when it will happen. All of us are going to have a security problem sooner or later. And how well you prepare for it, like these guys, is how well your company can react to a security problem. So, let's think about this. Big Pharm, this is the traditional IT company. They've been around a long time. Very traditional company. They were all about preventing problems happening. Stop the problem from happening in the first place. BioNode. These are the new kids on the block. They were all about, they knew there would be security problems. It happens to every company. So what they did is they wanted to be able to react quickly to any security problem. So what we really wanted to do was bring both of those worlds together. How could I prevent issues from happening, like security problems? How could I prevent it? And when it happens, not if it happens, when it happens, how can I react quickly to that? So let's just look at what did we need to do as a company to reduce our risk of exposure, how to prevent issues, and how we could increase our ability to react fast. And I want to show you a couple of products that we use. So, Hendra, could you flick me over with Insights up?
Okay.
Thank you very much. I am ready, my friend.
All right.
All right. So, we were introduced to this technology that this BioNode company was using called Red Hat Insights. And Red Hat Insights is a software as a service platform that this Red Hat company provides to its customers. And what we were able to see here is we have our systems here, our logistics system, our inventory system, our drug system. These are the things that Hendra's been showing you over the course of this demonstration. And one of the things that we could see in here, we had a number of issues. Now let me point something out. All of these systems that you see listed here, they're all VMs running on this machine here. So they're all virtual machines that are literally running on this Intel technology right here. So Red Hat Insights is able to go and look at that system, and it's going to find problems. And you know, Hendra, the crazy thing is, it found problems we didn't even know we had. And that's a really scary thing. We didn't know we had these problems. Insights told us we had these problems. But of particular importance was this critical issue here. We knew we had to tackle, we had to fix the critical issue first. So let me show you what we do here. So this is Red Hat Insights. I've got this critical issue which I'm going to click on. And what we can see here is the risk. It's an open SSH is vulnerable to a remote password attack. Now this is not a good thing. We all know about the security problems in the industry. This is not the kind of thing you want to have to your organization. And it's a problem here. 3 of my VMs have got this problem. So let's have a look at that. Red Hat Insights is able to tell me what the problem is, and it tells me how to fix it. So I could give this information to my IT department, my operations team. They could use this information. They could log on to all of the machines. They could make this change. Now, if you've got 2 machines, that's easy to do. If you've got 1,000 machines, that's a very, very different problem that you have. So let's have a look at this. So I know what the problem is. The impact of this is high. Okay, if we have a problem, this is a big impact on security for my business. That's not what we want. The likelihood of it happening is also high. This is something that the really bad people can easily exploit or use. So the likelihood of it happening is high, and that's not a good thing. So the total risk is high. I need to fix this problem, because if I leave it unpatched, I could have outside people coming in and getting into my systems, and that is not a good thing. So let's have a look at this. So Red Hat Insights is showing that I've got 3 systems that have this problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all 3 of them, and what I'm going to do is drop down to this create a new plan or playbook. Now some of you might recognize this little A logo here. It's, of course, Red Hat Ansible. And so what this is able to do is this is able to create an Ansible playbook for me. So let's just call this one fix Seoul. Okay, because that's where we are. We need to fix this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this playbook. Remember, this is generating a playbook. Now, it's giving me 2 choices of how to fix this. The first thing, I can update the server and restart the service. Now think about it. This is a running customer database. I can't afford for it to be out of action. My reps need to continue to sell drugs. We need them out there selling drugs. So I can't have my back-end system out of operation. I'm going to go with the second option, and it says update the parameters in the SSH config file. So I'm going to pick that. The impact to fixing it is low. If I leave it, the impact is very high that I'll have a big security problem. But our ability to fix it is low, so it's not going to disrupt my business. That's really good news for me. So I'm going to click on Save. So what that has now done, so just have a think about that. Insights has gone and looked at these systems. It's done a check of the systems, and it's found a number of problems which we didn't even know we had. Again, that's the scary thing. We didn't know these problems existed. And some of them were really, really big security issues. And if we had a security problem, we could be out of business. We could have huge fines because we're a heavily regulated industry. We could not afford to have security problems affecting our business, either of these 2 businesses that we brought together. So Red Hat Insights has seen what the problems are, and it's created an Ansible playbook automatically that I can use. Remember, I can either tell my IT people how to go fix the problem manually, or I can utilize this technology. Okay, so let's now go from Insights into Ansible Tower. So this is Ansible Tower. Ansible Tower is the overarching management tool for Ansible. And it gives me logins, it gives me security, it makes sure only the right people can perform the right tasks. It makes sure that I'm not exposing security information from the server, like user IDs and passwords. So Ansible is the tool that brings all of this together to automate my business, So let's just go and look in here, and I've got some templates set up. One of the templates that we've got is the BioNode remediation job template. Let's have a look at that. So what I have here, this is the template that I'm going to use to fix these machines. Okay, it's an inventory system. I've got the inventory. I'm using the machine credentials. This is important because we do not need to give user IDs and passwords to the people doing updates. All of that is secure information held inside of Ansible Tower. So again, this is a very secure environment so that only the right people can make these changes. And then I want to choose a playbook, and look there, one fix Seoul. So that is the Ansible playbook that we generated in Insights, about 2 minutes ago. That's now sitting in Ansible Tower ready for me. So I'm going to select that. So that's the playbook I've selected. I know the machines because I've got the inventory there, and I'm going to save that in Ansible Tower. Now that it's saved, I'm going to run that job, and all I need to do is click on this little rocket here, and it's going to go working. So now it's executing that Ansible playbook that I got from Red Hat Insights. Red Hat Insights has provided a step-by-step that Ansible is now logging in to each of the VMs on this machine. So it's logging in with secure credentials. It's making that SSH config fix right now as we speak. And then the last thing it does is it uploads the information back into Insights. So think about that. I have now fixed those security problems. Let's just check to see if it actually works. Let me come back to Insights. Let me do a refresh. Okay, go to the actions. And guess what? You have no issues of critical severity. So I have now fixed that problem. And again, think about this. It was just me. I logged into Insights. I got a playbook. I got the playbook, which was passed to Ansible. Ansible goes and fixes machines. Now, we only had 3 VMs here, but whether it's 3 or 3,000, it doesn't matter. One IT person could now manage all of that rather than having a lot of people hitting keys on keyboards for 2 weeks. So the key thing, that's great technology, but more important than the technology is that it enables me to have my people working on new business projects for the line of business. That's what this is all about. I don't want my people doing this kind of stuff, fixing problems on keyboards. That's what Ansible is designed to do, to automate that, so that my people are working on new projects. That is how I fund the people to work on new projects. Because now I've got those people doing good stuff, making the business go further and being more competitive. So, it's great technology, it's fast fixes, and it's all automated. Now again, this has saved us time and it has saved us money. We can be both reactive when something happens and proactive and keep the problems out. But again, I bet if you loaded this up on your machines like we did, you'd be surprised about how many security problems you didn't even know you had. And that's a really bad thing. So this will tell you what these problems are. Again, we can now work on new projects that our line of business team needs. So, you've seen what we've done. And I know what you're thinking. How do we pay for it? So this young lady here, this young lady in the front row, she's my CFO. And she's thinking, how do we pay for this stuff? How do we pay for this stuff, Pills? Because, as all of you know in the IT industry, My IT budget's flat year on year. My CFO won't give me more IT budget. So all of the things that Hendra showed you, how did we pay for that? How did we make that happen? Well, let me show you how we paid for it. We looked at some of our biggest costs in the industry from a capital and an expense point of view. And there was two things that we found were costing us a lot of money to keep running. It was our Oracle backend database and our VMware virtual farm. And this was just costing us an awful lot of money. So we started working with Microsoft. Microsoft came in and said, hey, Big Pharm, do you know that Microsoft SQL Server is available for Linux? And we said, Microsoft SQL Server is available for Linux? Are you crazy? They said, yeah, it's available for Linux now. Wow, that's amazing. Not only that, it's available on the OpenShift container platform as well. They've containerized it, and it runs on OpenShift as well. Things really have changed in our industry, Hendra. They have changed over the years. So let me show you what we did here. And I'm just going to run a video of the demonstration we did a little bit earlier this year. So we've got an Oracle backend system. And we've got a database there. We can have a look at what's in this thing. And it's got our HR system. So this one happens to be our HR system. And you can see I've got people in there. I've got stored procedures sitting in there. And I need to get all of that information out of there. So what I do is I go to the Microsoft SQL Server Migration Assistant for Oracle. And we got this from the great team at Microsoft. And what that does is it goes in and it logs in to the Oracle system. It has a look at all of the schema that my database has. It looks at my stored procedures that I've got sitting in there, SQL queries and logs, and it analyzes all of that information. And then what it does, after analyzing the information, it gives me the ability to migrate the information over. Now, of course, you know, we're running a live system. My sales reps need to have access to this business information. We can't afford for it to be offline. And so we're able to migrate this information over, and as soon as it's migrated over, which you can see is now finished, 100%, we can now cut over, because it's SQL technology. We can cut our back-end systems over. And that saved us an awful lot of money by going to Microsoft SQL Server on Red Hat Enterprise Linux. I mean, it's an amazing thing. That's one of the ways we were able to fund our digital transformation using this technology from Microsoft. These guys at BioNode were really, really smart. Now, the second thing that we did is we looked at our other costs, which was VMware. We had this enterprise license agreement, and I mean, I don't know, but it just keeps going up and up and up every year. We seem to be paying more and more every year for this thing. It was costing us millions of dollars. So again, that technology, which was great in the year 2001, that's just keeping our legacy VMs running. That's not an investment. That's just keeping old stuff running. We want to move to the new world. We want to get into containers and all of this great technology so we can move quickly. So could we figure out a way to cut the costs of that VMware technology? So let me show you what we do. So we have some technology that we got from the great folks at Red Hat. And what this does is it does a very similar thing to what we just showed you. It's called the Infrastructure Migration Solution. And it looks at the VMware environment. It has a look at the environment that we're running. We point it to the VMware environment. We look at the VMware clusters, and we map those over to Red Hat virtualization clusters. We look at the storage. We map the VMware storage over to the Red Hat virtualization storage, maybe using Red Hat Gluster. We then look at the networking. What are the networks that we need to migrate as well? So once we've got the clusters, the storage, and the networking, we know what it is, we can recreate that in a Red Hat virtualization environment. And we can now start to map that. So we've got our networks, we've got our storage, we've got our cluster, and we can now create a migration plan to make this thing work. Okay? So let's click on Migration Plan. We're going to give this, pick the name. We're going to discover the virtual machines that we've picked up before. You can see we've got 4 VMs there. We're going to select each of those VMs. Remember, these are running on VMware. And now we're going to start this migration plan, and we're going to click the migrate button to migrate this information over. So what's happening now is that this system is now taking the information. We are migrating the virtual machines off VMware and onto Red Hat virtualization technologies. And you can see this as we go through. Obviously, this would take 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 1 hour. Depends on how many virtual machines you have. But effectively, this means that we can move off this expensive ELA that we've been paying for. And this was about half the cost. At an MSRP price, it's about half the cost. So again, when we talk about how do we fund this technology, these are two of the ways that our company was able to fund the digital transformation that you saw here. So, one of the things that we knew was even without this acquisition, we knew we needed to do these activities. We knew we needed to modernize, we needed to transform our business. With the acquisition of BioNode, it saved us a lot of time and money because they were already using these tools and technologies. It has saved us operational cash, which we were able to fund our digital transformation. It's made my IT more agile, and more importantly, I am ready for the next generation of line of business applications that my line of business executives are demanding of me, the IT guy. Okay, it's Brendan back again from Red Hat. So we've shown you this fictional company that had a lot of business problems, and I think they're very similar problems that we work with many of our clients today to help fix these kinds of things. We looked at how we could bring all of our users together under one authentication system with Red Hat SSO. We used Fuse Online to bridge or fuse the CRM systems and the product catalog systems without having to re-engineer our back-end systems. We used Red Hat Fuse to generate the regulator reports by going into different systems, automatically providing it in the way that the regulators needed it, again, saving us time and money. We used the API management, 3-scale API management technology, so that we could API enable our back-end systems, so we could get that information out to our customers to make them more agile and help them transform their businesses. And look, and on the side, we were able to monetize that information as well. But the main thing was giving our customers a better customer experience. And then finally, Hendra showed you the Process Automation Manager, which was able to find the problems in our logistics system so we could fix our customer satisfaction and fix our ordering problems. And all of those technologies are running on that Intel system there, on the Red Hat OpenShift container platform, which is running on Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So everything we've shown you there is a container running on that system on the Red Hat OpenShift container platform. The two other technologies we showed you were Red Hat Insights, a software as a service that lets us go and see what you've got. And it takes 25 years of Red Hat service and support experience to see what your systems are doing and how we can help you with that. And again, you'll be very surprised about how many issues that you didn't even know about. And you need to know about it, especially if it's a security problem. And then finally, we used the Red Hat Ansible Tower to fix the problems because Insights was able to give Ansible the playbook. And we could do it with one person managing that. My IT staff can be busy doing the things they should be doing, not fixing problems on the keyboard. And again, everything runs on the leading Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Hendra.
Yes.
I remember you were working on some new code that might be able, we could give our customers a faster delivery mechanism. How is that code looking right now?
Sure, Pills.
Can we have a look at it?
Yeah,
Can we see something?
Sure. Let me just switch
Faster
it over
delivery
to my
is what
screen.
our customers want.
Yeah, I've been working on this project for over a month now, right?
Just a month?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah, but it's quite challenging, but we finally got it working yesterday.
If you get this right, there's a big pay rise for you.
Oh,
There's
wow.
a big pay rise for you.
All right.
I've got some Bitcoins you can have. Okay? Right.
All right. Okay, so what you're seeing here now is an OpenShift web console, and I can immediately deploy the code from the repository to the production with a single push of a button over here. So all I need to do is to push on this start pipeline button over here, and it will immediately start the build. So it will take the source code from the repository and then build it in the development environment. And now
It's testing it?
yes, now it's going to the test environment and then do the testing.
It's doing its own Q&A testing?
Exactly. So now it's in the QA environment and do their QA testing. So once you see a green tick in this production, that means it's live.
But Hendra, this used to take us weeks to do this.
Exactly. Now it's just a push of button, and I can even talking to you as I deploy this
It's
application.
finished faster than you did. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I actually have to catch up with the words.
So you've now created some new code, you've pushed it into production. Can we see what it looks like?
Sure,
Can we see what it looks like?
of course.
Of
So
cour-
let
of
me
course
just.
we can. There's a big pay rise coming up for you.
That's a very good news for me. So this is our mobile apps, and
Okay.
I'm going to sign in as one
Yeah.
of the reps.
Uh-huh.
Now I'm going to just do some
Yeah.
order of
Can we
the
can we have some hybrid zone?
hybrid zone for
Hybrid
you,
zone. Yeah, that's
50
good.
packs for you,
Yeah.
and then
And I know Kingsley likes Doxy Moxy
Doxy?
Propan. Can we have some Doxy Moxy Propan?
I heard this is his
He
favorite,
loves
so
that.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
order a 200 pack for
Okay.
him. I'm gonna sign, and the
Okay.
order says here is going to be delivered within 1 week. So
Well, that doesn't look like a fast delivery mechanism.
exactly. How about we activate that right now?
Activate it. I like it.
All right. So
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Whoa! This is what a drone delivery system. Now this is really what we want. Now the question is, can we see this actually running? So
Yes.
what happens in 3 if we click that confirm button? You ready? Let's confirm this thing.
All
1,
right.
2, 3.
Go.
Wow. Drone delivery system.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it. Hendra, come on up, man. Great job. Thank you. Well done. We appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Hopefully, we've given you some ideas worth thinking about that you can go talk to Red Hat. All right, man. Good job. Thank
Yeah.
you.